rein, auch wenn wir starten. Grüß Gott.
Yeah, I think Oriana is still very
Es ist Hähnchentag. Hast du gesehen, dass Vander morgen spielt? Ja, das Match mattert aber nicht mehr. Das Match mattert nicht für Regular Season Standings. Matchup stehen schon fest. Anyone's Legend spielt entweder gegen JDG oder W in Runde 2. So.
We'll have to see if that is going to be the last one here. Maybe? Yes, no?
Maybe? No, Bessa. Okay, so willing to let it go through. Is there a counter pick? Is there some sort of ankle?
Yeah. I mean, the Poppy is up, so maybe...
Rice ist First Pick, oder nicht? Weiß stattdessen, okay.
MKOI gonna take it anyway. And maybe that's where Skin's like, cool, I'll slam Poppy here. We try and take strong AD carry.
So, ich lade kurz VOD hoch.
Here and just make sure we're comfortable. Especially with like Oriana, Cassiopeia and Akali already gone. Victor, yeah, gonna be, or the Syndra, I was gonna say, could be decent answers here.
Okay, so remember when I said the Spice was gonna come out for SK Gaming? I lied. Stability is the name in the game. The Victor, the Jarvan, I like it. That's 2 circles, Rob. Makes it easy to know where to put your abilities.
Spieltag 17 und das war Fnatic versus Shifters mit
Fix. There's some sort of dive combo pairing. SK, are they going to be in a position where they're so scared of the Vi that they need to lock in something like a Xayah, perhaps? I can't imagine it, but...
I think you're ours.
Die werden Full Top gehen.
I was going to say Ari could be an option here, like the Vi Ari to try and really solidify the dive.
Also wollen wir, sie geben komplette Proaktivität an MKOI schon.
And a blind Kled, kind of crazy here, but
ja, ich merke, danke schön.
There's not a huge amount.
Was genau muss passieren, damit Köln auf die Road schafft? Ich glaube, die müssen einfach alles gewinnen. Und die haben eine relativ easy Schedule.
Kled. The Jace instead. Okay, Mirwin Jace, the gauntlet being thrown down. Wonder what will the answer be?
Komplett Proaktivität bei MKOI schon.
One trick 50 times on broadcast already. Will he return to his single trick or will he show us something new?
Naja, also wenn er Olaf spielt, wäre es ein Olaf-Engel auf jeden Fall.
Really wants to get spicy with this.
Wonder Vayne. Nope. Okay. Opting
Warum
for
möchte das nicht? Okay.
So
Kann es klar noch Playoffs schaffen? Mathematisch ja, realistisch nein. Haben sie eben am Disc gesagt, brauchen 2-0. Ach, sie müssen 2-0. Okay. Interesting.
So I think for what we've seen from SK is like
sehr interessant.
Kind of the Corki. So if I was MKOI, I'd probably get rid of the Corki just because it kind of has like the self-peel that you're looking for. Could also be an argument for the Ezreal if you really want to. The only thing is I think MKOI with the draft that they kind of have may actually try and base an Ezreal pick so they can return with the Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa able to follow up on the Vi, and also with the kind of more AP oriented build can have good poke, which synergizes them with the Jace as well. So you kind of get the best of both worlds in that regard.
Kannst verlängern in der Theorie zu World schaffen natürlich. GS-Team kannst du noch zu World schaffen.
So Xayah, Corki, probably the bans for MKOI, and then hope that SK go for the Ezreal and you take Kai'Sa.
Yep.
LEC hat nicht irgendwie sowas wie Champion 4 Points.
Something that they do not want to see in the hands of Supa. Obviously one of his signature picks, one of his most comfortable.
Muss im Worlds in NA.
Now, debate on what SK are going to take off the board. The answer is the Lucian.
SK bei Ezreal.
Being banned away. And one more final ban. Let's just trim the 80 carry pool even more.
Yeah.
What else we got?
I mean, Ezreal or Corki, I imagine, would be the last ban here. But you are then putting yourself in a position where you don't have a huge amount to respond. But there's the Ezreal. I imagine
SK will Corki.
The Corki. And then we can try and like maybe respond with a mage, but that okay. I was gonna say respond with a mage for a super, like could end up going towards the Ziggs or something if you really want to. Mel also not the end of the world into the Corki.
Nein, SK will Corki.
Debate here. Okay, Jhin gonna be the lock-in. Jhin Rumble, very common pairing. So this is kind of again keeping MKOI at arm's reach.
Im Flo werden die Games sein. Ich predikte 22 bis Mitternacht Start.
So.
Aber es gibt noch keine offiziellen News. 22 bis Mitternacht wäre aber mein Take.
Try and go for more poke. You could also try and go for the Corki yourselves here and say like, hey, I want decent follow-up here. The ability, the mobility as well for the Cataclysm is going to be nice, but they want to go all in on the fight in the bottom lane. This is like one spike item is absolutely insane for MKOI.
No, I respect laying.
Kalista ist ja insanely broken.
Kalista ever gets on top of any of these champions is going to be so.
Kalista ist insanely broken. Es ist eine MKOI win.
Are you just going to go for the Renata?
I think, yeah. Like it's still fine because you assume you could go Jhin Karma and at least and try and like fight with this at range. But traditionally, you'd kind of want to pair something like the Leona here to try and follow up with the lockdown for the J4 and try and help him out in some of these fights. So you're kind of going, oh, maybe not. I was going to say, but yeah, I think you could take the Leona and like Renata then gets the value from it. But if they pivot to the Karma, it's not the end of the world. Like I still think you've got decent push and you still have decent engage with the J4, but we usually see J4 plus some engage support to just have like a secondary tool there.
Well, now we'll have to find out what the final pick is going to be. I assume we're just had an issue with locking in a champion. We'll keep you updated as we get more official information if there is any to be had. Pause. League officials investigating.
Yeah, so there's an issue with a PC, so we're just going to restart the PC and then the draft as well. So it'll be a little bit of time before we get into it. But
Yep.
Yeah.
But I imagine everything remains the same up until that point, as is usually the case.
Yeah, and I think like you kind of already got to see what the game plan was from MKOI. Like they really want
Kann das gerade auch aus eigener Kraft Playoffs schaffen? Ich
strong lanes that we can play
kenne die genauen Statistiken nicht.
points in the map. And that's what we were kind of talking about when he goes for the buy. That's
Aber SK wird nicht Playoffs schaffen, Guys.
that MKOI like to play.
Ich spiele noch gegen KC, also
You
nicht
can
möglich.
have, like, I can look for plays around the Jace, maybe look for potential dives there. Same when I look towards the Callisto on the bottom side, especially post 6 where Alvaro can start to tank up the tower and then work away from it. I do think though my favorite version of MKOI, what I
Sie müssten jetzt gewinnen und dann
which was
gegen KC noch und das wird nicht
roam
passieren.
around, be active in the early stages, like you look great on things like the Shen. If you end up going for the Renata,
Weil ich glaube, du brauchst 4 Wins.
of a big potent
Um eine
piece in
Chance
that
zu haben.
regard.
Yeah.
Now I'm not saying because like I still think Soup and Alvaro play an exceptional Callista and Renata, but I still think
Wer?
from a team perspective, the cleanest I've seen them is that Navi series, and I kind of was hoping we'd see them replicate it. If they are just going to go for the Renata, less of an opportunity to do so, but still gives them strong lanes.
Yep. MKOI, confirmation for production, did plan to pick Renata.
Ah,
That was the issue. There's an issue on locking that champion in. So presumably that will be the final pick. Now, I will say Renata is an interesting champion because she floats in this middle ground, similar to Bard, where she's like half an engaged champion,
Yeah.
half an enchanter. But because you lock her in alongside Callista, I'm inclined to agree with you. I think we look at this as a 2v2. I think the patch changes point towards the importance of a 2v2. So even if you could make roaming on this champion work, yeah, it's a bit of a rough one. Now, that said, you're up against SK, who have been very reliant on Yappa, right? Not that it has won them as many games.
Ich habe es mitgesehen, ja.
He's often the guy who's the most far
Respektlos.
ahead, so I don't mind it as a read against your opposition. But I do think that your read is completely correct. I think all the MKOI fans would agree with you as well. The best version of this MKOI lineup is when Elioya and Alvaro together get super, super active on the map. And we're not really set up to see that.
yeah, I do think though I still like the draft from MKOI as a whole, right? Jace looking pretty good into that in the top lane. Should be fine. You've got a strong lane that you can play around, and I still think the Vi can be very active in playing towards those side lanes. Even having the Rise as well, like having that support with the Realm Warp, can very quickly make plays. I think is basically what MKOI are going for, and the biggest thing I've seen from SK is that they can get outpaced.
Gibt das jetzt ein Interview? Nein.
If you were just constantly making plays,
Heute gibt es keine
rotating
Interviews.
all the time, SK just kind of lose track of where they're supposed to be. Like, Mickey's not always there to cover a top dive. Skeens isn't always in a position to try and like cover for a counter gank. Like, I think there's a few things like that. So it seems to me like that's the read that MKOI are trying to go for here. And then it'll be a case of, okay, well, how do SK try and cover? Because we were talking about in the bottom lane, your ideal
Ja, Fnatic, solid.
for like the matchup specifically in the bot lane is going for the Karma. But when I think of Mickey and what he brings to
Ich glaube, wenn das Gegnerteam nicht Shifters wäre, hätten sie Game 2 verlieren müssen.
It feels like
Aber,
there might be some sort of weird
It is what it is.
deal, some sort of
Yeah,
secret
yeah, yeah.
handshake.
Game 1 war sehr solide.
Look,
Game
we
2
both
war...
know we both need to roam and be,
Gab's ein paar Hiccups, aber auch okay.
but we are going to agree to be gentlemen and face off in this 2v2 and let the rest of the map sort itself. But Mickey could still go against that. We are just now hopping back into
Gibt noch das Guys vs. Dignity Interview, was habe ich gerade gesagt?
PC. The PC was restarted. Champ select has been
Und
restarted.
das sagt mir nicht, ne, Technik geht's da nach 0 Uhr.
Remain the same. Final pick for MKOI, I believe, is the Renata. I don't know if the Renata is included.
It is, yes.
In that it is, of course. And we'll be picking up in a few moments from the second ban phase. So if you're at a loss as to everything that was locked in, you will see it.
We return to the option in about 1 minute, okay?
We just need to get into that second ban phase first.
Yeah, I can see them just loading in now. So, working our way through it. But yeah, I'm curious to see because I think SK have definitely in the past in their draft just gone like, screw the 2v2 matchup specifically. We're just going to try and lock in engage for
Yeah.
Mickey. So there is a chance here that it ends up being like a rel last pick for SK, and they just go, right, we're going to full send, hope that that'll be enough with like the Jarvan and the rel for team fights, or even like take the Leona and look for that all-in kill pressure with the Leona and the Jhin, especially if Kalista ever overextends or tries to push that advantage a little bit too far.
Yeah, definitely a huge weakness, not necessarily weakness, a potential weakness that can be capitalized on, not a baseline weakness. I do always get nervous when it comes to the Kalista, especially against champions like Rumble. There's the world where you're kiting the Rumble away, and there's the world where you get hit by a single Electro Harpoon and then kind of get run down. But now, as we enter the second ban phase, the problem is now that Champ Select is going too fast. Okay, we're just getting it on screen. Renata was the final lock-in. Bard is the immediate response. So we have the hybrid supports against each other, Bard versus Renata. Now, Bard, really good against immobile champions, or relatively immobile champions like the Jace, the Ryze, and really good at actively roaming.
And I think that's the big one for me. Because one of the things I was about to talk about was for MKOI, there's two ways you can try and play around a Jace. Either you can play heavily for him and just be like, hey, look, we're going to give you a ton of resources and make sure you get the lead that you want. Or we can try and create an isolated matchup for you, so then you just win through having a good lane matchup. And like Jace into Rumble, you should be able to play relatively well, and the Jace can.
Ja, also basically der Gameplan von SK ist, wir hoffen einfach, dass MKOI das Game nicht spielt.
He has a decent 2v2.
Das ist die Idee. Die haben alle Tools in Midlane, die haben alle Tools in Botlane. Auf Toplane haben sie auch Push, also ja. Es ist alles in MKOIs Händen, ja.
Definitely could be the case. Gearing up now. Remember, the stakes for this game are sky high for SK Gaming. A single win stops them from mathematical elimination. Another game after that, if they go 0-2, then they're just completely and totally out, Rob.
Yeah, it doesn't feel very good to say.
Also wie immer,
Mathematically out yet, you know, you would much rather be like, hey, we're winning this series, and then adding a few more attempts at getting to playoffs. So for SK, yeah, although the one isn't quite like, hey, we're out, it's not exactly filling me with confidence for SK.
No, it's safe to say that this is just a pretty terrible position for SK to be in, and it's been a pretty frustrating year for the SK lineup across all of its additions. And yeah, we'll just run it again. Just a reminder, just in case you have us muted for some reason. Very rude if you do. So for those of you who cannot hear but can read, this one's for you. Sky high stakes. We'll be checking in on that again over the course of this series, but it is only the laning phase of game one. I think the thing we're gotta be looking out for, Mr. Rob Price, Mr. Dagda, is jungle and support moving together. Because MKOI have often shown us master classes, and it does feel often like Mickey and Schemes aren't really on the same page.
Yeah, I think at times it has been a little unfortunate where there's been like missed reset timers and that. Still though, I think the versions of SK that we have seen that look good are like early game roams from Mickey, with Schemes being able to support that. And then it's kind of in the mid-game where they don't cover a potential dive or someone trying to go for a cross.
Ja, es ist realistisch, ist es halt Fnatic, die den MKOI-Platz ruinieren werden, right?
Considered one of our top teams. You kind of need to be prepared for that.
Ich weiß noch nicht, wie es funktioniert mit Head-to-Head, actually.
Like roll over and die. You have to be.
I guess wenn MKOI auch nur ein Game verliert, dann passt es schon, ja.
Live in hell to hold on to that lead.
Yeah, completely agree. SK, debating. Looks like they will be able to grab the cannon in the end, even if Supa and Alvaro try to stall out. Zone them away from a bit of XP. Not surprising to see Supa and Alvaro take control of the early lane, and really I'm looking at Skeens to get active on the map. We know Elyoya would be pretty happy just to trade farm back and forth. Get a quick level 6 under his belt, whereas Skeens, I think, pressure on him to get active.
Elyoya should be the one that at least gets the earlier reset. Push on bot, push in mid. Skeens will have to go top to get that Scuttle Crab or face the wrath of 4 members of MKOI showing up to try and take it from him. You can see he's basically already peeling towards that top side. So it means that Elyoya should get back onto
MKOI spielt gegen Heretics und Heretics, honestly.
Can make anything happen.
Gestern gegen SK.
Though, what I'd want to see from Elyoya is getting some vision in towards the enemy jungle.
Auch nicht verkehrt.
Make sure that Mirwin has full information on when Skeens could be in the top side, so then he can start to put pressure onto the turret and start to build that gold lead as the Jace is going to be very important.
Certainly is.
Aber Exhaust finde ich geil, ja. Finde ich auch sehr nice, die Adaption.
Look at these massive gold leads across the board already. Wonder getting aggressive. Mirwin likely going to be forced to flash here, but Skeens taking his sweet time, waiting until there's really no angle out. Mirwin dropping.
Kann nicht flashen.
Blood. Skeens. A little bit caught up.
Fair enough, da nicht zu flashen.
Nice
Kannst du, Mann.
for the side of SK.
I'm not gonna lie, Mirren, you shouldn't have died to that. They had vision to spot out where Skeens was on his first clear on Raptors, so they knew he was moving down towards that bottom side. Skeens didn't show up to contest on towards the Scuttle Crab, so there was always going to be a high chance that Skeens was on that top side of the map, and Mirren gets caught out. Already the Rumble step behind.
Really brutal start now. Skeens getting snowballed this early is also can be super devastating. We'll see if this frees him up enough to get more active and maybe invade Elyoya's second camp spawn.
Nee, Full Mitte Pro.
Right now, SK, you know, positive little start. Little
Wie zur Hölle ist Loki schon so viel down?
Maybe take some of the pressure off, some of the tension off.
Ah.
Yeah, especially when the biggest worry for me for Skeens was going to be like constant push in mid, constant push on boss, making it very difficult for him to really kind of get control over this bottom side of the map, or even have Elyoya start to invade on towards his bot side and taking some of these camps. But with that early kill, it makes it a little bit more difficult now. Tunner already picked up for Skeens. He's going to have an advantage over Elyoya if they do ever match in the 1v1. So I think you're happy out as SK. That, I mean, a mistake from Irwin might have bought you a substantially stronger early game.
Definitely feels like it's the start of something, at the very least. As
The start of something new.
Effectively even from the overall jungle space. Reset now for Skeens, giving a few more items as level 6 is there first for Jojapune. Alvaro backing up as best he can with a bit of shielding as Jojapune does collapse the wave.
Guter Drake-Shot. Mit Kalista Renata natürlich, Free Drake.
Top lane though is Mirwin. Level 6, Wonder the one who got that support, and Wonder the one now running for his life. Shock Blast, we're not even going to look top.
Shock Blast hat getroffen.
Connect. Wonder just barely.
Doch, hat connected.
Level 6, but that's first Drake for the side of MKOI.
Haben die HP runtergehen sehen?
Reset time
Hat er nicht gekillt.
for Skeens. I think had him arriving a little bit late to that one. Didn't quite see what happened.
I think he's just full clearing. That was all. Like, kind of knew it was like, we, again, don't have push on mid, don't have push on boss. There was never really going to be a timer for SK, honestly, to contest it. But I think nice from Elyoya to basically set up his camps to try and go for the dragon. Like, leaves his Krugs, knows that he won't hit 6 and be in time for Scuttle Crab top. So assuming the Scuttle Crab take top, Elyoya now making a play on boss.
Mickey, nice sidestep. That's going to be crucial. Manages to get through. Pulls up
Nasty.
with him, but he's not quite under the tower. Yappa forced away. SK overall still losing flash and heal in exchange just for the exhaust of MKOI.
A nice timing window there by Elyoya. Basically confirming Jarvan was on top side and saying I can full send on bot lane. So making Yappa way more vulnerable to
gut.
6 gank when Elyoya does tick up to it.
Wenn kein Dukas in Shit Talk?
So
Nein.
a little bit careful because he knows the scheme.
Das Humiliation-Ritual kann man sich auch so anschauen.
Alvaro and Elyoya now moving to defend the top side, but Crab, Blue Bull,
Und Tryhard erklären,
here to defend a potential.
war mir schon bei Phoenix, das hat gereicht.
In the meantime, or at the very least, keep as much information on Skeens as they can.
Kani machen tolle Dukas, auch gut.
On the bottom side of the map, Yappa going to be very vulnerable to future plays. You highlighted it so well, but also when there's a Renata there with the bailout.
Kannst du mir aufschließen, wer jetzt gerade bei den Steals gewonnen hat? Well, Giant X war extrem, also sind ja auch extrem schlecht. War noch weiterhin extrem schlecht. Am Anfang vom Split. Also 2-1 gewonnen, hätte auch easy in 2-0 sein können. Müssen, na, überlasse ich euch. Und dann eine Series gegen Shifters.
Needs to be a little, suspect, because Vi should be in that area. You kind of know she's going to be clearing top towards bottom side. The other person I keep my eyes on, though, is Skeens. Potential to immediately go in towards that top side because of the way he cleared Raptor's red into Krugs. Mirren still has flash. There's the ward that goes down. But if he can manage to get the flash and then the Cataclysm after, sets up for some more gank top lane.
Hexflash auf Renata normal. Habe ich auch das erste Mal gesehen, aber theoretisch kannst du damit halt die Ulti einhexflashen mit.
Keep in mind, Slowq already burned the TP.
Aber im Normalfall. Ja, das ist das Ding, ne? Also du bist halt voll im Kackstuhl. Du bist halt voll im Kackstuhl. Loki spielt die gleichen Champions wie der. Er spielt die gleichen Champions. Der Unterschied ist, dass er nicht 3 Leute auf Mitte ruft. unironically.
Jojo spilling over the bot lane into
Dass der einzige Unterschied zwischen diesen beiden Spielern ist, dass Slow Q nicht auf jeder Mitte-Wave 3 Leute um sich ruft. Oder 2, also Jungle und Support um sich ruft. Alles andere ist genau gleich. Dass die Channels überschreiben sich, also du hackst wahrscheinlich die Wand und dann kannst du ulten. Das meine ich damit. Aber ja. Das ist nasty. Game is over.
false confidence with Skeens taking the red buff. I think they lost track of LEC a little bit, and Mickey pays for it there. Didn't have any sort of support. But Skeens got red, so Jungle happy.
That's a 1.3.
Das ist fertiges Static. Enjoy.
And it doesn't matter because he pushes
Static Minute 9 auf Kalista.
to suspend that lead. Already has static. Hold that because at least they're going to be able to get something done in the mid lane.
Lol, er kommt auch noch raus mit dem Root. Wow.
That is a devastating sequence.
Und der Opener Timer ist halt sehr geil. Also, das ist jetzt eine Menge benutzt, plus jetzt super perfekt aus Base der Opening auf Mitte bekommen. Ja, Riesenproblem. Mickey ist tot. Was? Hast du da gerade gemacht, Super? Oh mein Gott, was hast du da gerade gemacht, Super?
Alvaro used the bailout to give that extra movement speed to Supa. If the binding had not hit, it likely would have been a kill.
But Mickey getting caught means they can't really contest the Void Grubs either. Now Slow Q might be caught.
Flashback. Garrity Field once again. Supa is the boogeyman on the Rift. Has held on to his own flash. But now it's only Wonder and Yappa. Well, not even Yappa. Yappa's flash isn't even up yet. So MKOI running the map. And SK really quickly running out of space to play with. Okay. Skeens. A little loosey-goosey there on that buff. Alvaro, nice timing, but wasn't able to steal it.
They can't really make the play on the bottom side, though. They got spotted. Alvaro and Supa moving down to cover Jojo, so this play is kind of dead for SK.
And they are spotted out by the Scryer's Bloom there. SK on the back foot, always responding to MKOI's pressure. Now rallying mid lane. Try to make a play here, perhaps. Tempered Fate available for Mickey. Drake instead could be the center of their attention. They did push out bot lane.
I think Supa's too low for MKOI to really contest this.
Sollten wir langsam wieder zurück swappen, oder nicht?
Only managed to connect on Alvaro.
Connect, also diese Victory zu dodgen ist halt quasi impossible.
Very least in trouble. Gravity field down. Mickey gonna try to make his way. A nice stun lands in. Supa gonna be in trouble, but he kills Mickey. The bailout is clutch. The body blocks are not enough.
Der Fire Touch killt ihn.
Managed to finish the job.
Ne, war der Fire Touch.
Shut down in favor of Slow Q. It might have been the Deathfire touch.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
So. Yeah, Deathfire touch is curtain call shot from Yappa, and just enough of a burn to finish off Supa. Still though, like Mickey's playing so aggressive on this Bard, and it, like not going for the Locket build means you are significantly squishier, not having either the Cloth Armor or the No Magic Mantle to survive. And you can see here, Mickey, like, sure, play with fire, thinking I've got that Tempered Fate to keep myself safe, but Slow Q ends up using that stun onto Alvaro to try and prevent the follow-up. But there you go, yeah. Actually, yeah, a bit of both. Deathfire Touch, the Raptors, both working together. But still, like, Mickey just playing that little bit too far forward there.
Yeah, and you can see, at the very least, the potential of the bailout to save Supa in that situation. Just barely are SK able to scrape away with that kill. Gold even, Drake's now even. Mirwin, they need to respect here, but Mickey has given him a way out to the skies.
That could have ended it significantly worse for Mickey. If he got knocked under the tower a little bit more, like the to the skies, the second tower shot, Mickey might die.
Yeah. Look.
And they lose bot tower.
And they lose bot tower. Mickey is trying a little bit too hard to make these plays. He's taking a lot of risks that just feel a bit unnecessary. I love an aggressive support as Jojo now in trouble. Sidestep not nearly enough. Yop was able to grab that kill. So another kill on the Jojo. Things aren't actually too bad for SK if you ignore the giant gaping hole
behind now.
That is Supa.
Wir moving sevens first, yeah.
1.7k advantage. Can they find this shutdown? Skeens finds the knockup. Good fall.
Good place.
Mickey on the chase. Supa will finally fall. Yopa hoping to find the kill. It'll instead go to Wonder. And the gold's just even now, except for Mirwin's now grabbing something else.
Yeah, so MKOI are still getting their pressure on the side lanes, but at least SK getting some kills, getting a little bit of gold back, especially for someone like Wonder, try and help him out in this matchup. But this has turned into a bit of a crazy one, especially because I liked the play from Yappa and Slowkey, right? Give up bot terror So then, hey, we're just going to group on mid and make the play happen on Jojo. Great call, right? Because you know with Mickey having gone top, you can't really defend the bot lane tower. But MKOI are still getting towers, still getting map pressure. So even though the gold is even, MKOI still have more of the map now to play with.
That they do. And it feels like SK
Gefühlt der Victor ist gut hier.
the chaos
Gegen die Comp.
trade something back, but MKOI still holding on to that massive lead for Supa. Quickly approaching his second item. Yappa trying to circumvent this by skipping boots 2. Skipping over that upgrade, racing towards his next big item. May just sit on BF for a little while. But the gold is still dead even. MKOI though with 3 grubs is gonna start to add up in the side waves.
But also you've got like already the map kind of set up for MKOI. This slow push here coming out from Jojo, right as you're going to see Rift Tower come up, means that he can then drift up river and then Realm Warp into the play if he needs to. So MKOI already kind of setting themselves up for this next objective, whereas SK now basically trying to overload mid, it looks like, at least with the Victor movement, because they don't think they can actually try and match the push from the Rise.
Mickey in a decent spot, but they have no vision in this rush. Mickey, handshake back. Immediately just
Mickey, du bist so am Inten.
good magical journey to stay standing. Okay, MKOI's vision advantage nets him about 50% of Mickey's HP, as well as his flash. Now he does have the McHales, and we'll see what the World Atlas turns into. It turns into Celestial Opposition. No Bloodsong Bard today, which frankly, I think is the right choice. Very
Especially
squishy
this one. But you can see there, this is what we're talking about, right? The slow push set up from the Rise in the bottom lane. MKOI start to drift over towards mid. They can get a little bit more turret plates. And they still have this push on bottom side, right as this Rift Herald is about to spawn. So Jojo at any point in time can start to move up and have...
Egal ob erster, zweiter, dritter, nein. Erster Platz spielt Double Elimination quasi. Platz 2 und 3 spielen in Single Elimination, also die dürfen nicht verlieren. Platz 1 von der Fry's Group spielt gegen KT. Platz 2 und 3 spielen gegeneinander. 2 oder 3 ist egal, ich vermute mal Platz 2 gibt dir dann halt Right of First Selection. In Game 1 gehe ich mal von aus.
Just for the trouble of trying to clear that mid wave. Now SK do have some really good setup. The Tempered Fate into a potential Cataclysm or Equalizer. It's easy to see how SK could win a fight. But will they be able to execute as Mickey continues to play very far forward? Jojo Pyun not winning out on the short trades is very good for SK. Slowq holding his own pretty well.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're not moving Jojo over. He's still a level down to Slowq. So I thought they'd just try and go for the Realm War play. TP is there to match on Slowq as well. But MKOI, still, with the advantage that they have, able to just force the play.
SK, a little bit lost in the sauce, it's safe to say, as they kind of hover around the Herald and then opt not to contest it, are now moving down to the Drake. But MKOI are fine with this. They're just going to now try to take everything.
Yeah, SK are giving way too much space towards MKOI. Especially if they can start to have multiple positions as Mirwin. Losing the 1v1?
1v1. Overheat is really well timed from Wonder. Mirwin flashing out of that one. Wonder, E-flash! Solo kill for Wonder.
Ach du Scheiße.
Now the scoreline, but in the meantime, his team is losing to Drake.
Still, you needed something there for SK. They weren't in the position.
Aber wann ist denn eigentlich in den Playoff? Ich kenne die Szenario nicht. Ja, ich könnte es euch nicht sagen.
Pushing a wave, maybe get a play as well. Creating a point.
Ach du Scheiße, Mervin. Du bist arbeitslos nach dem Jahr, mein Bruder.
SK are nowhere to be seen in the map.
Yeah, let's be clear. That wasn't a cross map. That was individually Wonder making the most out of an situation, an isolated situation. This wasn't a calculated play from SK. This is just Wonder recognizing a window of
opportunity.
The two the sky is missing, and that's all that Wonder needed. Knew that then he had the all-in potential, and just goes for it. Yeah. Mirwin not connecting with the burst damage he needed on that.
I guess theoretically wären Win gegen Na'Vi schon in den meisten Fällen genug. Super, ist komplett OP hier. Sie können nicht gewinnen. Eingeflasht Ulti. Ja. Kalista ist komplett broken, ja.
That was brutal from MKOI. SK kind of postured a little bit, and MKOI just called the bluff, ran over Mickey, who didn't even get a chance to throw down the Tempered Fate. And with that, MKOI get mid, they just took top tower. Jojo's getting even more plates. Like, that was a brutal fight.
That it was, Rob. SK trying to hold on here. Mickey still running up. And in this case, trying to
Mickey ist ein fetter Feeder wegen Giannis. Wenn Giannis gewinnt und Navi gegen Giannis gewinnt, dann gibt's ein 4-Way-Tie. Chillig.
Mickey Bard, 14-7. There's a reason he picks it up. He is
Aber 4-Way-Tie bei Tiebreaker, also es gibt doch basically keine Tiebreaker, oder nicht?
presently
Die haben es doch
with this Bard pick.
wird die Tiebreaker, oder nicht?
Quickly moving towards 0-4 if they can't turn this one around.
The way that you want to play this, Bard, is you are not in the front line, and then you either ult the follow-up from the buy, or you ult the person that is being ulted by buy to buy time for them, right? Mickey is just playing so far forward that he never gets a chance to do either of those things. He is not tanky, despite the Celestial opposition. We said he's gone for the early MKOs, which even then, a little weird here, I will say. Like, obviously with the cleanse not on Yappa, you're a little bit more worried, but I still think the Locus value is still pretty high. If you do want to play up that far, if not, sure, play back and then like use the fact you are squishier to not be in harm's way.
Oh, all in onto Mirwin here. Tower turned off for a brief moment. Power the Tempered Fate. Binding connects and Wonder grabs another good side lane pick for SK as they try to shift things back in their favor.
Yeah.
Jojo already pushing in top wave though. And now MKOI perhaps looking for a counter punch. 4v3.
Ja, abhängig von Head-to-Head und zu Game into. Ja, well, ich glaube, da ist Fnatic actually gut dran, weil die mal ein Game gewonnen haben, auch wenn sie verloren haben.
Did not do the math. Breaks up between SK members. Likely
Lass mal durchziehen bis 5. Oh, sorry, bei 3 ist bei mir vorbei.
Handshake from Alvaro to stop playing its tracks. But Jojo is still pushing.
Yeah, I think SK though made the right call. Like you have to sacrifice something. Sure, it'd be the tier 2 and Jojo will get some gold, but you got 2 kills, you get a terror for yourself as well. I think you had to make some sort of play like this, as long as they don't get caught on the punchback.
Double TP in. No Tempered Fate for Mickey. Supa continuing to walk up. Decent chunk. Mirwin now recognizing that maybe he sticked around just a little bit too long. Mickey once again on the chase. Mickey fishing for redemption, but all he'll find is an early grave. Supa down. Rob, what is happening?
It's gone a bit crazy. 1 for 1 though. Supa the one dying for Mickey.
That's
Take it, I guess, yeah. Yeah.
That 4-death power spike. I will say
Mickey ist komplett am Feeden, das ganze Game schon. Komplett am Feeden.
that,
Yeah, it's just pick after pick for SK. And then I like this, right? Give up the play on top side, try and do something, and they
Und ja, MKOI kann leider nur bis 13.
which is huge for SK with the position that they're in. So honestly, good job by SK. I think it was the right call in this.
nope. Have to go for the aggressive play here. The one thing I do question is the roam from slow Q. Could have looked to cover that top lane plays, but in the end, him sticking around is what allows his kill on the Supa to come together.
Yeah, I think the fact that Mickey
So geil.
this is at least sets up for it is perfect, because Supa doesn't get the bailout in time. Doesn't actually go down. Slow Q nearly falls on the back end of it. Still though, SK now set up Dragon in 16 seconds and trying to face check into zero vision. There's actually
Also wenn ich MKOI bin, dann weiß ich nicht, ob ich den Drake fighten will.
ton of information to MKOI.
And I will say it's only a 9.
To be honest, ich würde Mitte runterlaufen. Ich glaube, Drake geben ist ja sehr valide.
The equation.
Rein face checken ohne wirkliche Flashes.
Second item still not completed for Yappa though, means it's still a pretty excellent
Okay.
timing for the side of MKOI.
Okay.
Seeing that ward now and realizing that the trap they're trying to set up isn't going to work, but Mickey
Lock up there. SK debating if they respond. Initial
Genau, Tauti.
caught out. Supa locked down. They're hoping to find the bailout, but they managed to burn it before it can come through.
Well,
Now turning onto Elioya, frontlining his best.
I guess sie wollten fighten.
Offers the fight. Yappa, 2 bullets left in the chamber. One more in the clip. He makes it happen. Another kill to come through. Jojo tries to style his way out. The round
I guess sie wollten
away,
fighten.
but not before SK find 3.
SK finding the dragon. I was going to say off the back of it, not convinced they can go for it without having their jungler there, but they'll take the fight regardless. And it starts off beautifully. Mickey connecting on towards Supa. Doesn't it have the flash to try and get away from this? And the deadly flourish from Yappa, picture perfect. Sure, Supa ends up getting one back, but they did the job. And Elioya, in trying to prevent the follow-up for Supa, ends up going incredibly deep. And Yappa having that exhaust from Mirwin. Perfect timer to take a third for the SK roster.
MKOI. Once again, we're straight back to even in terms of gold. It's Jojo and Supa with these small gold leads, but SK do a beautiful job of laser focusing on the one member of MKOI that they have to be scared of. That said, it did not stop Supa from picking up his third item. But in the meantime, Yappa has picked up an IE. So he's continuing to get more powerful.
So, und jetzt willst du mir erzählen, dass hier jetzt SK contestet? Nee, das ist sehr europäisch mal wieder. Es ist so europäisch. Unglaublich. Wow.
Mickey, the last man standing. Elyoya and Mirwin holding the line, turning their sights back as Mickey runs for dear life. You managed to pick up a chime. Running, sprinting.
There's a rise on the way, though.
Praying for the chime spawn. The Q goes wide. Mickey will fall. Ace for MKOI.
And they'll turn back. And finally, this dragon
Geil.
might just fall. This dragon has seen so much bloodshed around us. But it's MKOI come out on top, and I wasn't certain it was going to be.
Let's move. Let's pause. Victor could move his ult. Well, that's really not.
But as Super goes forward to take the fight, Mickey actually gets a good ultimate off, and then gets the stun on the dragon with Super. So Super.
I mean, full of. Oh mein Gott, er bewegt die Ulti wirklich nicht. Oh mein Gott. Oh mein Gott.
Really, I think would have won this fight.
What the fuck?
You don't have the CC. So slow Q. Not reposition that ult, I really think came back to bite SK.
And I get it, there's so much going on, it's so hard to see in that moment.
Bug, nein.
Resets of that ulti is gigantic.
Horrible.
You just gotta move it.
Hansamer Victor, es ist so krank. Es ist so krank.
1,600 gold down against MKOI. Reminder, if SK goes 0-2 here, they are out.
Geil.
Eliminated from playoffs contention with a week left in the season. But they've been able to fight back in so many scenarios. The downside is
Geil.
in objectives. And I don't think their composition could come back against.
Der Kalista immer noch ab irgendwann. Nicht mehr so hart. Auf 3 Item würde ich mit der OPste Champion, den es gibt. Wenn sie hinten darf. Das heißt, die Kalista ist Spanisch, also das muss man mal mit einbeziehen. Müssen wir aufpassen.
Still have slow Q trying to push for that top lane turret. Mirwin going to be able to respond to that though. And this is where I think for MKOI, this strength from Super in the mid lane with the 2.4k gold lead, and Jojo having constant pressure on the side lane is just going to force SK back that little bit too far, where they can't really contest for some of the side lane picks that we've seen. They had to forego at tier 2 in the top
lane
play that swung the game back to give them a chance. But the number of tier 2s that they have to try and make those plays is dwindling quickly. And it could be an inhibitor turret that falls next instead.
Running out of pawns to sacrifice at this position, at this point in the game, and respect to them for recognizing those opportunities where they can give up a side lane tower to get a favorable man advantage or a favorable setup. But a move they've used a few too many times. Super only continuing to get more powerful.
And still, SK trying to see if they can move into position. I think MKOI are doing a really good job of not basically passing the
Hat auch jeder einen Speer drin? Genau. Das ist die Interaction.
Goes through. Yappa now locked up. Ulti onto the rest of the team as Yappa flashes out. That's
Alarmbombe.
start despite the initial disaster. Yappa running for dear life.
Boah, die Renata-Ulti.
He starts to auto Mickey. Hits the plan instead.
Was?
Ulti reset now coming in from Slow Q. Slow Q trying
Was?
to see the difference as Wonder goes golden. Jojo Pino on the side. Mickey
Was?
going in. Flash Q into the wall.
Was?
SK, they're finding a way in this fight as Super holds on for dear life. Mikhail
Was?
there, running back into the midst of the entire team with the exhaust. Right on Q. What the hell indeed, Rob?
Wie ist es? 5-0?
Ace MKOI.
SK don't die at all. They barely managed to escape on any health. What am I watching? Because they go for the all-in on Yappa, but it's a good ultimate from Mickey, and then the flash away from Yappa. Jojo tries to go in to kill the
Wie geht das?
but Yappa falls back. There's no follow-up. Yappa managing to stay away from the hostile takeover as well. It means that he doesn't actually kill Mickey. Opens up with the curtain call because the
Wie geht das?
wonder as he just wanders up to this fight to find low health members of MKOI.
Der Jace ist leider auch, sehr spanisch.
As they've overstayed to try and make the play.
I mean, ja, also die Choke war sehr gut gespielt von SK. To be fair,
I don't know how. What?
Choke war sehr gut gespielt von SK trotzdem.
Best 0515 Bard I've ever seen. What the hell? I am shook. I am flabbergasted, and I don't even have time to be that. Setup from Mickey is good. Q timing is also good. Immediate fall from Skeens. Yappa from downtown making it look easy. Alvaro running for his...
Er war lost, oder? Actually?
There, but no one nearby looking for a kill. Red Bull Baron power play looking damn good for SK Gaming. They were
out of this.
They were out of this. MKOI, I mean, they kept it close. They gave up so much to keep it close, and it has paid off because 3 items now for Yappa. He's hitting like a truck, and MKOI, despite how incredibly fed Supa has been, have not been able to leverage his lead. And now SK can fish as much as they'd like. Bit of poke on Jojo. Immediate ult onto Jojo, running for his life as the curtains have been called.
Keiner blockt. Oh, wow, die Ulti.
Resets are still coming.
Einfach lost. Das ist so fucking crazy.
Keeping Mickey alive.
Er ist einfach lost, actually.
Staying alive, the mage
Lol.
the game, but SK, they want to reset, they want to teleport
Eh?
back in. SK,
Achso, wollte gerade
to
sagen.
end the game right now, it's going to be a 3v5.
After yesterday's performance, it felt like SK were done. It felt like anything other than an 0-2 was too much to ask for this lineup. But in game 1, they have weathered the storm. They have found their way back in. Skeen's almost going to kill Mickey, but the Q still connects onto Alvaro. Root there on the Deadly Flourish. Flag and drag through. Supa put into the Cataclysm, flashing away as the Nexus is...
Jetzt ist es auch geschafft, das ist nicht so schwer. Das Java einflashen.
Mirwin dropping as well. 10 seconds left on Elyoya. The wave being ushered in. SK keeping their...
Das ist 29 Minuten Lose für MKOI.
SK snatching that game
Wie zur Hölle ist das möglich?
in one of the most miraculous team fights I have seen in years.
We don't have anything else to say. Shocks, go. Whenever you're ready, please. We're stunned.
I'm ready. I'm stunned as well, but I got Yoppa. Everybody's amazed at the last team fight, the one that got you the win, basically, that looked completely lost. Can you talk me through it, Yoppa?
I think our draft is like pretty good, and just playing on range. They only have Vi as engaged, so if you avoid the Vi, it's hard for their carries to hit in teamfights, so we're just playing into that.
Okay, I mean, you needed to win at least one game to stay alive in the race for playoffs. Tell me a little bit about how that went through your mind, because you did it.
Weren't thinking much about it. Was just focused on the game and taking game at a game.
For sure. You can join your team game by game indeed, because if they win another one, then they just beat MKOI, guys. What the hell?
I'm shocked. I'm shocked. It really felt like that was MKOI's game to lose. There is no way you go into that red side jungle and you start the fight
That's
out
insane.
of thin air. It's
Unglaublich.
just everything that could go wrong went wrong.
Well,
They
but-
broke all the rules of League of Legends.
But did they though? Because they were
Yes.
they had a gold lead.
Yes.
They were winning the fight until they weren't.
It's 2026 and MKOI is still making the same mistakes over and over and over again. It feels like no gold lead is safe from MKOI in the late game, and I don't know, I'm just disappointed. 'Cause
Yeah.
I saw this early game and I'm like, okay, fantastic. Give Supa Kalista. Watch him pop off. 1.2k gold up in 14 minutes.
Listen, I
What a
didn't.
great early game.
I didn't catch the end of your conversation, but are you gonna break down the fight, or should we
Yes.
just watch the fight again? What are we gonna do?
We're
Well, I
starting-
wanted to see the fight, but we can see how they started turning the game around for SK.
This is where the downfall started. It starts with Mirren getting dove on their bot side tower, and it's like, okay, sure, you're Jace, who hasn't had.
Wie hat der Scarlet gewonnen?
Let's commit every
Sea Turtles, mate.
member to try to save him. And then they go into this fight where
Sea
Supa
Turtles.
starts getting one shot in the beginning of the fight. And it's 2 team fights in a row where your AD carry has given up his lead. And after this, it's a free-for-all. It's a mayhem. It's a madness.
I want to see.
Are you alright?
Okay, sorry. It looks like I'm gonna walk to a TV. So goodbye,
Okay,
everyone.
bye. Bye.
Let's talk about how the hell did they manage to turn that fight. Let's bring up production, because there is no way, again, you break so many rules when you walk into that jungle. And if I would have anything on my screen, it would be great. I don't have anything on my screen, so let's just roll the clip. I'm just gonna point at it, because that's just the way we do it over here. So this starts over here. Now pause. There is no way, as a team, you think that I will walk.
Ja, in die Choke reinlaufen gegen Rumble ist crazy.
Everything's gonna be okay. No matter how much gold lead you have, there is no way you can go. So let's keep on going. Let's see how many people from MKOI's team still decide to walk into this choke with all that gold. Okay, Merwin, Skins perfect EQ out of this fight. But look at this, the Renata ult hits 5 people, but it does not matter, because everyone on the side of MKOI, you still cannot hit, you still cannot fight, you cannot do absolutely anything in this fight. So when the fight starts like this and you're just forced to walk into choke points where all the people on your team are the ones with gold and they cannot hit absolutely anyone, why do you have a gold lead if you cannot use it? It was perfect fighting from SK, perfect kiting, but this is the one rule of competitive League of Legends. You do not walk into choke.
Für die kurze Zusammenfassung, MKOI ist nicht sehr gut.
And you do not keep on chasing once the initial engage fails. You just cannot do that.
I thought the first rule was don't chase Singed. I misread somewhere.
Hey, that was the first rule of League Classic. You do not chase Singed. Things have evolved since then.
I like this. Coach Odo. Is this how you talk to Fnatic when they get into a choke?
I mean, listen, I'm having this spiel at least once a day with pretty much everyone I play. It's just, you see it time and time again because it's this one instinct that you have as MKOI, because you've been in a position where you've been winning the whole game. Your Kalista is unleashed and probably Stupa is saying, hey, any fight is a good fight, let's just fight, I want to use my gold lead. And you get a little bit over ahead of yourself, and all it takes is that one int where you're like, oh, we just threw the game.
The gold lead wasn't that.
Ist MKOI ziemlich nett, wenn die Serious verlieren. Wenn die Serious verlieren, sind die komplett fucked, ja, natürlich.
Even though you have this gold on everyone on the side of SK, it doesn't matter because you have one guy that wants to carry, and you saw from that point on, it took 2 minutes to lose.
Dann ist es komplett in Fnatic's eigenen Händen,
Jace was not good.
oder Navis Händen, Top 4 zu machen.
MKOI constantly sent people.
Weil MKOI kann dann maximal noch
And in the end, they just
4-5 rauskommen. Und dann kann Fnatic oder Navi 5-4 machen.
SK was attacking the Jace. All of MKOI just committed to save him, and it just ended up being catastrophic. The early laning phase was bad. He got solo killed. I need to see something else from him in game 2. I can't see him even have another game like this because honestly, I think it's unacceptable.
I mean, everyone wants to be happy, you know, everyone wants to be a superstar in the game. So one of the things that as a teammate you would do for your other teammates is when you notice someone's getting camped and he's a bit sad, you need to go there and like, oh, I need to help him, I need to make him have a good game. No, just sacrifice him. Super was Thanos this game. Just keep on going to his lane.
Yes, it was the final fight. Do you also think it also contributed that there were 2 shutdowns right before that, right? They also find Supa. Again, I think for SK in the situation of the game, I want to commend them specifically for staying in the game as they did, right? They knew where their strengths were. They knew how the team fight should play out for them to win it. And they found critical targets like Supa in fights before that. And when you paint it like that, Finn, it's kind of a simple assignment, right? Even though you're against in gold, even though the pressure is on you, you have one target and one target only.
Yeah, and I think Mickey was the man who constantly was looking for Supa. You know, he went into the main jungle, died. Went into enemy.
Mensch, aber nicht mal Player, unmöglich.
To bot side, died. But the 4th time, the 4th time he actually found Supa and managed to catch him out. And to me, Mickey's relentless tenacity.
Second pick von MKOI.
Down there, whether it's a tempered fate, whether it's the cosmic binding, eventually started up landing, and he was the one that kind of set up the comeback.
He did. Let's talk a little bit about the stakes as well for this one. Do you want to say?
No, I was just completely charmed by how Finn put it up that wherever Mickey goes, someone dies. And I was waiting to see when it would be the time where Mickey doesn't die, because I was just so compelled by it. But I guess, as you say, Finn, Mickey doesn't make some magic happen. But onto stakes. Oof.
Yeah, I mean, game score is important, and MKOI just lost that game.
And SK, exactly, but now, well, it turns a little bit a wrench in the cog.
Ich glaube, mit Top 4 mit 2 Siegen wäre es in ihrer Hand gewesen, I guess. Tottenham wieder 3-0 down, wie geht es? Gegen wen?
When you have this fight for 4th spot, it might just end up being this one singular loss against SK. Even if they win the series, it might just turn everything around. But it's still on the side of SK. They're so weird, man. You had that game against G2 where it made everyone's hope go to the moon, and now they're having this game against MKOI. Are they back? Can they be back?
I mean, there's one guy I want to give his flowers. I think it's Wunder. I think on this Rumble here had a fantastic game. Set up from the early gang from Skeens.
Brentford. Okay, das waren die Frankfurter.
We saw the damage dealt before in that screen. He did so much damage this game, and every single team fight there was an equalizer on Supa's face, and that pressure had to keep everything up onto him because. Yeah, he was a threat, and I think he had a fantastic Rumble game.
Yeah, and SK, they bring it home in this one game. It would be even better if they win 2-0, and it would be an absolute nightmare for MKOI's chances to make playoffs and to make their own road trip. We'll see what happens when we come back.
Everyone flashing out of that one. Wunder, E-flash! Solo kill for Wunder!
Victor TP line bush. Keep going. Victor TP line bush.
No flash in. IW Supa.
It's hard for them to join, okay? It's hard for them to join. Look, why as well here?
United hat schon verloren, oder nicht? 0-2. Schon over.
Yeah, we can chase them. We can chase them. We can go down after.
Yeah, chase them and we
Let's go for the start.
Let's go for my Q.
I exhaust him. Kill him.
Nice one. Nice.
Dum, dum, dum.
A new champion. Welcome to my shop. You'll need the right build. Choose wisely, because every upgrade brings you closer to the next level.
Dum,
So
dum.
tell me, how will you level up?
Want to find your fastest server every time? Express like a pro and optimize your
Dum, 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 dum. Meinst du, mit Stuhl ist der Challenger? Weiß nicht, ich kaufe ihn mir.
Express and shield yourself from DDoS attacks.
Ich kaufe ihn mir.
And choose the
Kann man sehen.
VPN trusted by gamers everywhere. Express VPN. Experience gaming the Express way. Fast, stable, competitive. Outplay the world. It's time to Express. Unlock free Hextech rewards, exclusive skins, and more.
Was kostet er? Wahrscheinlich 500 Nachos.
The whole room was howling. Howling? Oh. That's not howling, buddy. That's...
Did you steal the LEC trophy?
Der Challenge-Stuhl sah super aus.
Okay, you can close.
Elektrified.
I lied awake for days, counting all the ways I died. Everything I couldn't save, buried down, still half alive. It's got me crawling in my skin, but no one's coming out to hold me close. Pouring out the gasoline, yeah, I've been making friends with all these ghosts, and I got nothing left to lose. Fight to the future.
Ja, der Stuhl ist auch super. So ist nicht. Also würde ich mir niemals kaufen, nein, weil der war auch ein Geschenk, aber würde ich mir niemals kaufen, nein, natürlich nicht.
It's not me to turn and run. Met the bitter truth and I choked it down. Left a bad taste on my tongue, but my appetite's been growing now. I can see you crawling in your skin, but no one's coming out to hold you close. I'm pouring out the gasoline, so say hello to all my ghosts.
Also mir auch schon das andere in der Art, den habe ich seit 20. Habe ich 5 Jahre, glaube ich. Ich glaube 2021. 2020 vielleicht sogar. Also. Nö, gar nichts. Also der ist wirklich. Und ich sitze auf dem. Also 10 Stunden am Tag ist noch untertrieben wahrscheinlich. Also er hat echt gar nichts. Also nichts, nichts, nichts. Wo bekommen wir den Stuhl? Boah, er ist viel zu teuer. Das ist einfach ein Noble Chair, glaube ich, aber der ist viel zu teuer. Nicht kaufen. Der war einfach ein Geburtstagsgeschenk.
Holy hell, you missed. What? You missed a crazy one. I'm still not entirely sure that that was real, and we're not all just under some sort of shared dream. But SK, despite falling ludicrously far behind, despite Super having almost 3,000 gold in terms of his personal advantage, SK managed to win, and now.
Cyberline für den 27. Dankeschön. Mir gerade für 470 das kommt. Wer spielt in der LCS? Wir haben FlyQuest gegen Sentinels und danach Dignitas gegen Disguised.
Yeah, which is not exactly what you're hoping for as an MKOI fan when you're like, hey, maybe this is where we can get ourselves back.
Also auch noch mit Chat. Wie gesagt, ich bin mit dem sehr zufrieden. Aber ich würde mir wahrscheinlich eher einen technischen Office-Stuhl kaufen. So, das ist ja.
And we all know that the win column is the #1 way by which we measure reality. Whatever subjective experiences we all have, the little chit above SK, little tiny filled-in white square, tells us the truth. And they did indeed win game 1. Right at first selection, MKOI chose second pick. They want that counter pick. SK want blue side, which means easier access to the Baron. And we'll get to see when they have pick of the litter what they would like to prioritize.
Ich kenne ein paar Leute, die Hammermille haben, die sind zum Beispiel alle zufrieden, aber der ist halt sehr, sehr teuer.
Interesting to see that they're going for the Pantheon ban. I thought they'd try and look for that as a kind of early jungle rotation. Maybe priority on the Nocturne, or well, with the Nocturne banned as well. Like Sinzhou, Neferi, maybe you're looking into more.
Angle B, SK Gaming. Time to do. Well, they can't die anymore, but it's do or do not.
It doesn't really roll off.
The stakes were sky high in game 1, and now that they've won, it's kind of like, well, technically, if you lost here, you wouldn't be mathematically eliminated, but they still need to win a lot. Let's be clear. Kicking off Syndra, though, would be a good look. Technically a flex pick, but for slow queue, this is a massive, massive comfort pick. Last I checked, it was his most played.
It is.
His career. Nice.
Oh, both of this split.
Lock ist offen.
Yeah, if it goes from 5.
Meldet überhaupt Players, glaubt, die gewinnen. Die müssen gewinnen, wenn sie Playoffs Chancen erhalten wollen, ja. Wie hat das Guardian ein Game geholt? Das war sehr low quality. Sehr, sehr, sehr low quality Game 1.
If SK start to build a composition that makes it a bit tough, things like the Wukong come to mind as well, where you kind of have that opportunity to try and play for making the team fights a little bit more difficult. Arch Seraphine also looking like the likely lock-in, so I like the range and kind of the utility that is offered by both mid and AD carries here.
It's good that you said this split, because you were right. It is not even close to his most played all time. That would be insane. It's obviously champions like
Das Tree von SK sind sehr stark.
Let's have an 80% win rate over 15 games, so it is one of his best picks.
Weil die werden jetzt kaum auf 3 gehen müssen.
Fully committing to the bot lane 2v2. So if you were skeptical of some of Mickey's playmaking last game, the good news is there's a leash on him now, and he will follow his AD carry around like a good boy, I'm pretty sure.
Really?
No,
it's Mickey.
He's going to do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Which is risky because the opposition, Alvaro, in this case, has locked in the
Nautilus auf der 3.
incredibly proactive playmaker. And so we appear to have returned to a very standard script for MKOI, which is jungle and support are going to link up and do whatever the hell they want, and Super will be on an island holding on for dear life.
I mean, he's been surviving pretty well on those islands against Navi, so we'll have to see if we can find a...
Mir wurde gerade von Hassan Nachricht gefragt, warum eigentlich nicht Olaf gespielt wird. Das ist eine gute Frage. Warum ist hier kein Olaf auf 3 gekommen? Der das Game komplett solo gewinnt. Warum kommt, da muss der Olaf auf 4 kommen, no joke, Olaf auf 4.
Tent in this bottom side and just says, I'm going to gank over and over again. But with the Syndra in the mid lane, Jojo Pyun going to have a little bit of a difficult time, I think, getting a decent matchup into the Syndra, at least one that wins the push against her in the early stages. So I do think you've got options here as SK to kind of go for your jungle in the next...
Olaf auf 4, Instant Game Over. Pick Olaf und das Game... Olaf 4 picken, Game is over.
What's the option going to be here, though? Remember, MKOI have access to that counter.
Olaf 4 picken, Game over.
Block mid lane here and leave pick 5 for me.
Nein, Olaf. Olaf, Game is over.
It's hard here for SK.
Puppy
jungle
support. Seraphine. Syndra top?
Ash jungle.
Okay, you're right. Yeah, I'm a little too lost in the sauce here. Silas lock-in, though. Incredible with both the Enchanted Crystal Arrow
Unglaublich.
as well as Seraphine's ultimate Encore.
Well, jetzt sollten Sie Olaf gehen. Jetzt sollten Sie hier, egal ob Jungle oder Toplane, ja, so stark gerade, komplett OP auf Toplane.
Yeah.
Olaf jetzt für SK und es ist ein Free-Win.
Trying to fish for all ins against Scout of the Week and Poke doesn't seem too hot. Skarner, decent call here though.
Ooh, wait, I feel like the Silas is a soft call that says, we know you want to blind pick Gnar, and if you do...
Mirroring gets Silas, yeah.
Pick Olaf.
We get Silas ult, right? Or
Yeah.
we get Gnar ultimate from Silas, even if Mirwin
The Big O.
also just go for any conventional answer.
Ansonsten hier, the Big O. Du kannst nicht verlieren.
Or something here. Ooh.
Big O.
They're just
Okay.
they're giving Silas free real estate. They say we're not worried.
Wow, wir müssen Olaf, wir hätten Olaf nicht auf 4 picken können.
You can imagine. And now the Olaf locked in the top lane for Mirwin. A lot of pressure on him to perform. We know how impressive and how frustrating this champ could be to play against, and how good it will be against Ashe Seraphine. You will not be able to peel him, but can you survive?
Yeah.
Walking through the Syndra.
The Syndra and even the like, there's a lot of damage on SK.
Es ist over. Im Draft, over.
Is like feast or famine, very much with this composition. Like, if you do not get some early skirmishes going your way, and you end up like having the strong lane with this Olaf, this composition is gonna fall off a cliff. And we already
Gibt's ein Game 3? Es gibt ein Game 3, ja.
needing to try and play around this bottom side to Shoppa and Mickey with this Nautilus, especially post 6 if you can. But yeah, this is very much on MKOI. Get control of the early game or go home 2-0.
Very true. All eyes on the early stages of the game. Because that's 4 melee champions looking to make the difference. And an Ezreal backing them up. And last I checked, Ashe, if she gets a lead, is pretty good at slowing down the vast majority. Yes, Olaf does have ulti, but the volley gets Olaf to proc his ulti. You're having a pretty good game.
Yeah, I mean, it's also like the Olaf kind of needs to get a lead for a good chase down, but also like when you've got the heals and the Seraphine and like just a lot of burst damage.
Oh yeah.
Syndra, it is can be a little spicy for the Olaf if he doesn't get that lead.
Definitely can. Jojapyun. He is absconded, but he is not abducted. And Rob, I do feel a bit of pressure on the side of MKOI. Because while at 3 wins, they're not... I think we were all lulled into a false sense of security. Perhaps by Finn
yeah.
is incessant MKOI praising. And in his defense, it did feel like he was right. When we saw Supa get back on the horse, start dominating 2v2s, it did feel like everything was back on track for MKOI. However, a loss here to SK would shift myself at the very least, and everyone except for Finn on the LEC broadcast, back into the MKOI Doomer camp as... Ooh, Jojapyun.
Wow, das war nicht in Third Range.
That was a nice little trade.
Yeah, especially because they got the lead in the...
Mein gegen Olaf natürlich nix.
And to throw it away so spectacularly is kind of the heartbreaking one. So now you're kind of like, well, traditionally when we've seen MKOI get leads, they kind of would just blow teams out of the water, and it feels, at least last split. Now we're kind of going back another couple of splits where you could see MKOI get leads but weren't great at playing the map and start to make mistakes. Jojo would get caught out in the galley on the side lane, and these kind of mistakes that were there.
Gibt's Hardcounter gegen Olaf? Nein, kein Hardcounter.
It looked like MKOI are walking back some of the progress they made, which doesn't bode well for a team that wants to make it to Worlds and wants to contest with the top in the LEC.
Does not bode well as the hawk shot sent skyward. Will spot out Elyoya, giving him perfect information on where this Lee Sin is moving, letting Wonder know that he's the one that needs to play a little bit more safe. As Jojapyun and SoQ just continue to trade blows.
Jojo's doing a decent job though getting push in the lane, which will help out Elyoya when he's going to try and contest this grab in a little bit. Because Wonder pushed in the top side as well, as Mirren has been doing a decent job of keeping control there. So I think it will actually be Skeens who has to take a trip to the bottom side of the map to try and match the Scuttle Crab take, especially as Jojo went for that quick reset, picked up the Dark Seal, and it's going to need to be matched by Slow Q, so maybe a window for the Lee Sin here.
Small window of opportunity to capitalize on if they can find it. Is Mickey and Yopa, as expected, bounce back here on the wave, going to be able to harass a little bit, maybe disrupt some of what Supa and Alvaro are trying to do, which is farming under tower. They know Elyoya is topside, or at the very least should be. So this is their window of opportunity to maybe crack a plate or just get a bit of poke down.
Curious if Elyoya tries to focus that into topside. Maybe actually the wave looks like it's just broken for the Olaf. So potential gank as Wonder cracks that wave back out. The Skeen's down the bottom side. Yeah, just gonna be able to clear it out. But yeah, I think Elyoya should try and look for a play on Wonder here.
SK opting to use their time to reset as Elyoya debates if there's an angle of attack. Has ward for ward hop over the wall. And is going to pursue it. Double bounce comes out from
Flash rausbekommen ist gut.
To flash here, gets away from the axe. But a nice
Ja.
early gank for Elyoya. Ghost exchange for flash, very much favoring MKOI.
Yeah, especially if you can try now with Mirwin connect with one of the axes. Didn't have to burn the flash, use the ghost to try and chase down Wonder, so you do have that all-in threat. It does mean Elyoya obviously a little late on the reset, but this is kind of the small things that Elyoya needs to do to set up his lanes for success. So top lane kind of semi-ticked off, I'll say, on the checklist. Now the next one is going to be this bottom side, and especially as this wave is starting to push in, I'm curious how much more time Elyoya wants to invest in the lanes, or if he's just going to go for these full clears.
It's a good question. Wonder still wins out in a lot of these isolated 1v1 trades, especially before first recalls have come in. Needing to reset now. Wonder now Mega likely won't be able to interrupt. No, does manage to stop the recall there very briefly. But keeping our eyes on when that Ghost cooldown comes up. 2 more minutes and it should be available, and that'll be Mirwin also with level 6 at the same timing. So a great all-in window if he can find it. Root into stun there from Mickey. Seeing Yappa keeping things even in the bottom lane at the very least. Cole for one side, Tyr for the other. So both Yappa and Supa very aware that their job is just to scale up. This is a very quiet throne. We had Mickey low-key inting his face off in the previous game. And this one is just incredibly chill. Although Elyoya will try to change that.
Geht Wunder über Liefertempo, du gehst immer Wunder, du gehst eigentlich immer Liefertempo auf nachher.
Starting to get the pieces in place on the chessboard before you really try and go for anything. Still has to finish Krugs, go for the reset, try and look towards the bot side. Scuttle Crab is spawning on the top end of the map, and Skeens has the advantage on push, so I think should hit the level 6 first as Alvaro.
Forced to hook out to safety. Nice little trade there from Alpha and Mickey X.
It actually might have saved them as well.
Warum zur Hölle schaut Mike auf Mute?
Like, by forcing that means that Alvaro can't really set up for the wave, can't really try and play for some aggressive trades. And Elyoya would love to try and trade Scuttle Crab for playing the bottom side. Elyoya has the upgraded smite though, so Skeens cleared so quickly he doesn't have that access. So Elyoya actually might have a bit of an advantage, as I say that, to steal away this crab.
Crab battle. MKOI are committing 4 members to this particular crab battle in their head. So they will win, even if the Scuttle Crab, River Shen, does dodge the Sonic Wave from Elyoya. And now we can see clearly MKOI wildly far ahead after that one. It doesn't matter. You're close, like, you're basically level 6.
Yeah, I think Elyoya kind of surprised that he didn't either, because I certainly am off of the...
Super nach Top 3 der Carry LEC, du.
Still, like, he's going to move basically 6 at the same time as Skeens though, and SK not in a position to try and turn like the Scuttle Crab play for Dragon or anything like that, so it should just be again kind of a handshake of we'll probably poke our nose in around this bottom lane but not actually commit to anything too heavily.
No. Looks like Yup and Mickey maybe just holding the wave as best they can, hoping to time this perhaps with Skeens level 6, maybe some pressure bot lane to fight for Drake here. It's Wonder and Mirwin. This is we're rapidly approaching the all-in window. When that Ghost is off cooldown, Mirwin can go all out to try to take Wonder out in 1v1. As Elyoya for now starting up the objective. Just now, SK are fighting to get mid push here, and the slow queue moving up instead of down. Nothing really SK
this
can
is
do
risky
about
though.
this.
SK have moved. That's what like
2K, 1K. Elyoya smite secured. Yeah,
Die nach dem Jahr neues Team hoffentlich.
we saw the same thing in the previous game. There's some moments where it feels like they're a little bit
Rank my LEC AD Carries, rank my LEC AD Carries,
it was
bitte.
very risky because you had push on bot lane for Yappa and Mickey. Level 6 being hit by Yappa as well. The only, I think, saving grace was that slow queue had actually moved in towards this top side. As a nice deal from Elyoya.
Alles Tanz.
Kick back, looking good on the slow queue.
Guck mal, danke für den dritten. So.
Double flash follow.
Jetzt können wir reden. Siehst du, das ist immer ein Geben und Nehmen. Ich bin doch auch direkt mal verhandlungsfreundlich. Hans Kalist.
But first blood for Mirwin. I mean, the reset timer, nicely there. And SK basically saying, hey, if they get
Dann will ich
try and look for something.
Upset sagen, fast.
Immediately move up towards the top. And
Nein, eigentlich echt meistens gut.
And now Yoppa on his lonesome underneath the tower. Has to be a bit careful.
Kasi ist auch not bad.
Only level 5
Und dann irgendwie super oder sowas wahrscheinlich. Und Bottom Skins sagen 45. Aber zwischen Hans, ja genau, also Hans Kalist und dann der Rest ist schon eine More, ein guter Gap. Send Skins to Elephants. Send him to the fucking sewers. Sewers. Joppa ist weit unten. Ah, stimmt, Joppa ist auch nicht bad, ja. Schwer einzuschätzen. Ich finde, in so einem Trümmer-Team wie Joppa, wie SK, ist es immer sehr leicht, als ADK gut auszusehen. Schwer einzuschätzen. 3 Gravies abgeben ist ja mein absoluter Erzfeind.
Jojo, stunned, but the Scout of the Week actually pushes him out of the double hit from Mickey. But I don't think it was going to be too much, especially since Solo Q didn't have the ultimate available. It would have been nice to try and poke this.
Ist hat er jetzt erst? Ja, so wie jeden Samstag, Sonntag.
Can actually start to move, but again, MKOI kind of moving with this combo that we were talking about. Alvaro and Ayoya working as a unit, starting to shift around. This is where what you want.
Was sind für SK richtig? Für Fnatic Chancen ist es definitiv besser, wenn SK gewinnt, ja.
Especially as this leads in, if you go in and suddenly there's an impale there, it's not a fun time.
Yep. And Mickey and Young both have to be careful at stepping too far up. Amount of damage, immediate CC for this MKOI duo. Bit of a terrifying prospect to slow Q.
Weil du mit ADC Leuchter halt nicht zufrieden als mit anderen Rollen. Guck mal, wenn du so einen Imposter da in Mitte hast, ist halt entspannt, als Joppa da nicht sowas zu machen. Es ist sehr leicht, sowas nicht zu machen. Legacy vs. Spirit, wer gewinnt? Bestimmt Spirit.
And I doubted the matchup, but Jojo playing this Silas incredibly well and making slow Q worse.
Yeah, and this is one of the struggles of the matchup is the Silas base damages are pretty solid.
Haben Tabellenrechner aller Kicker für solche Stories, haben wir jetzt lieben gerne.
Any chance that slow Q has about trading the Kingslayer keeping him topped up is now we see an all in the top lane. Mirwin, no flash.
Mirwin, du bist schon wieder sehr spanisch.
No rage for Wonder.
Okay.
He doesn't want to risk it because he doesn't know where Ayoya is, and there's
ja, Imposter in der Mitte, ja, ist er auch.
He could be coming to the top side.
Yeah, no ward as well. Was already put into the bush, so wasn't able to just kind of hiss on to Mirwin as he went in towards the alcove. Still though, I think nice job from Wonder, right? Getting the ultimate out from Mirwin means that all-in pressure not going to be there for at least well, I was going to say for a minute or so, but that is a very quick cooldown on the ultimate for the Olaf.
Yep.
So you know what? It'll be back for the
whenever you want to go in again. Is slow Q continuing to poke? I think.
Guck mal. Das ist doch perfekt.
Side lanes are going to be a wee bit tricky.
Sehr gut.
Going to be scary on that side lane. Yeah. Going to be a bit scary on that side lane. Slow Q is going to be one vulnerable mage, and it's not like anyone wants to play Ashe side lane either. Hook lands on the mid. Ready with the Abscond of Duck. Nice combo coming through. Doesn't quite connect on a slow Q. Mickey down. An excellent pick from MKOI.
Yeah, great play from Alvaro. And this
ja, Game is over. Aber das habe ich ja schon im Draft gesagt.
The best is when Alvaro is able to start making moves, play around mid, and start constantly keeping the pressure. Skeens was in the top half of the map and nowhere to protect Mickey, who is so vulnerable on this Seraphine.
That he is. Really no defensive item to speak of. Kindle Gem giving him a bit of stability, but Alvaro already some giant spells. Wants to be a tanky boy this time around, and really credit to MKOI's bottom lane, because early levels, kind of as expected for the Seraphine Ashe duo, they were getting pushed, they were getting prio. But MKOI didn't give up anything else, and now they've weathered that storm, come out beautifully. Supa's able to push waves back with the True Shot Barrage, and Alvaro actually able to get active on the map. Remember, it says 1 assist, but he did watch top lane or mid lane while his mid laner solo killed, which we count here.
Which is like the 1.1, but round down to.
Yes. We're a round down sort of league here. Is Yoppa going to be in trouble? Supa landing a good bit of damage. Arrow connecting onto Supa. Some sidesteps are decent, but Elyoya moving in. Quick flash out from Yoppa. Keeps him.
Mako Chainsmoker? Ich mag Mako nicht. Hört mir sehr, sehr ungern an.
Yoppa holding onto his for quite some time. 1 minion away from finishing the Cole. Or the gold would be in his favor, but is forced to recall and pick up the Yuntal.
Nice cleanse from Supa to keep up the DPS as well, especially with the rest of MKOI in the vicinity. Knew that they could force SK back. So again, MKOI, solid, strong early game. This one way more consistent though, not giving anything really across the map, playing through the trends, and SK are struggling to make this composition work.
That they are, Rob.
Die kommen es auch nicht leicht.
I understand the power of the
Tatsächlich.
Seraphine, but lacking that playmaking. Both Skeens and Mickey, hard for them to kick things off by themselves. We haven't seen them link up. Look at the power of the J4.
Are MKOI just collapsing on top lane though?
Well, they're getting
Ja, mit 2xK habe ich gesehen, ja.
Last time we saw a game like this, Rob, it was last game. And SK won that game. So I don't know how critical to be. But it's the second game in a row where we're seeing SK kind of just trade down.
Yeah. I'd like to see Skeens get a little bit more involved in things. Because it does feel like he's kind of just full clearing, but yeah.
TP in, Yapa gonna be in trouble. Skeens is now involved in things.
Wir haben keinen Damage, oder nicht? Yep. Mensch, was machen sie denn gegen den Olaf? Ach, nichts.
Wonder on the side, bounce house, bringing down Miro, and Yapa now allowed to unleash with a hunter's focus. But not nearly enough damage. Backstep on the hook is good. Now Yapa can.
Boah, das war schön von der Jojo.
is still there, right up.
Oh, wow. Es ist ein unwinnable Draft.
MKOI slaughtering SK in the fight. Wonder.
Was?
Oh, he super gets
Du bist so spanisch, super. Es ist so disgusting manchmal.
Not quite. Wonder able to escape, but that was close to being a delayed ace for MKOI on the play. MKOI immediately jumping on towards this top side. And we talked about the potential for the collapse. Yapa and Mickey staying around too long. LEC is in the area.
Wenn ich das K pickt Olaf auf 4-5, aber dann kannst du ja Trundle picken noch. Als potenziellen Pre-Deny Right, aber ja.
And the Impale is basically getting nothing. Like Yapa can't really turn.
Statt dem Use des Skarner.
They get one.
Schau euch diesen scheiß Skorpion an, der macht nichts. Nichts macht er. He don't do nothing, man.
Up here that's really nice. Kicks Wonder into slow Q, which enables Super then with the arcane shift forward to finish off one. Wonder's just trying to run for the hills because he knows if he sticks around any longer, he's gonna fall as well.
Boah, nice kick.
Agreed. Nice kick. You call it out. Jojo Pune agrees with you. SK getting dunked on. Yapa now in trouble. Nowhere to go. Another kick connecting. LEC is nasty with it. And SK going to try to get one kill back. Another tower shot connects, but a quick ward hop out from LEC. Things are rapidly going from bad to worse. So Slow Q now in trouble. Kingslayer not doing too much damage, but Slow Q really just not able to survive on that side lane in isolation.
Mickey was trying to block the arcane shots, or the mystic shots even from Supa, but the sonic wave from the other side was what caught Yapa out. LEC now moving up over towards this Rift Herald, and this, like, it's clinical. Like, SK are just falling completely apart, and it's MKOI keeping that rapid pace up. This is what we talked about at the start of this series. Like, SK, when the pace really starts to pick up, oftentimes start to fall behind, and this is a great example of it. Alvaro goes in here for the play. The mystic shots are blocked by Mickey, but it's LEC over the wall that that SK aren't expecting.
Offensiv überzeugend.
To catch out Super.
Ja.
And LEC
Ja.
mobility to escape.
Wir haben zwar ein paar Hiccups. Die meist hätte man schneller spielen können. Ah, war nicht verkehrt. Silas auf 4.
Has just not been active. One single kill. Yeah, he has 100% kill participation, but
Red 4.
On the hard seal. That's maybe 2 procs. I'm guessing 2 procs. Like this is a composition that SK just haven't done anything. They've just been falling behind, losing.
And it's not like you don't have tools, right? You've got like double incredible utility on your ults on the bot lane. The ability to come over multiple walls to attack some of these players, especially like Alvaro and the Nautilus if he's overextended. But Jojo hard winning in mid really shut down the ability for Slow Q to make much of those plays. They haven't really been in position for Dragons or to look for any sort of cross maps. And it's been Mickey who's actually been isolated on the plays that ends up giving some of these kills towards Alvaro in the early stages as well. So there just isn't that link up in between the jungle and support, and the Nautilus value is sky high.
Arrow though, gonna get dodged away from. Tough. Gotta fish, gotta look for it, but Yapa won't connect now.
Oh, hallo Shot. Wir schauen uns 10 Versager an. 9 Versager. Jojo Pune ist ein guter.
Syndra, Ashe, Seraphine, all
Wie gesagt, bin in seinen Games aus seiner Pause. Erste Series war super rough. Zweite Series besser. Der ist noch sehr rusty. Hallo Diro. Nur nicht zu viel Damage, Mann. FF, horrible Draft. Horrible Draft. Wie willst du gewinnen?
Gonna be forced to back away. They don't even care about the dragon. They want the tier 2.
Fully focused as a red buff is being stolen right now from Mirwin. MKOI really doing whatever they would like in this exchange. Wave slowly being cleared by the side of SK. Jojopune dashing forward, does not connect on the abduct. Mount up though means he's caught in the midst of the team. Ulti there now, responded by Alvaro. Skeens continuing to barrel forward. Wonder off on the side. Rage stacked, but there's a Dragon's Rage ready to go for Elyoyo. He can just kick him right out and into one more. Slowq using a bit of HP. Shift backwards. SK get nothing.
And Olaf is in the middle.
Gutes 3 Games.
Some turret plates as well.
Bedeutet, mein Arsch wird kein Solo-Queue mehr spielen. Weil CS, das ist Saving Grace hier.
After this as well. And it all starts with Jojo just spotting out Mickey. Like, knew that ward was there. Just didn't expect.
Macht nur nicht so viel Damage, Friends.
And Slowq just doesn't do damage to Jojo anymore. Like, Jojo's so tanky, there is zero that he can do. And MKOI, Arcane shifting into positions to just completely force the play. And yeah, SK, there's nothing they can do. This game's over for them.
This game is over. 6,000 gold lead for MKOI. Now, we said those words in the previous game. It was when Supa had that 3K gold lead. But in his defense, it's a lot harder to play out Ballista in that previous game than it is for MKOI to play out well. They're almost 2,000 gold lead in bot lane, 1.5k mid, 1,000 in jungle, 1,000 in top lane. Hell, even Alvaro, 600 additional gold. Yeah, back on track, I think many MKOI fans would say. A bit of an oopsie in that first game, a testament to what SK can do. But
it feels a little rude to say that was the best from SK. Great team fight, but the rest of the game was a little ropey from SK.
I stand by my statement, Rob.
Okay, fair.
I think history. I think I will be remembered on the right side of the.
All seeing Nash, easy Nash start.
But we'll see. Maybe this is the beginning of another miraculous comeback. However, it's hard to see. So if they're at SK by time, scale, get items, that is a story. It's a story we tell a lot when teams are falling behind. And on the side of MKOI, well, you're at 3 out of 4 Drakes. You have a Silas and an Olaf who would be getting this Chemtech, which is foul. 2 of the best champions in the game with Chemtech getting Chemtech. Pretty gross.
Especially because Jojo's gotten this like tankier build, not the Rod of Ages obviously, but the Bloodletter's Curse turn him into essentially an AP, more of an AP bruiser, like with more health than traditional side of spells that we see. And you get like, Slowq doesn't hurt him at all. Like, there is nothing that this Syndra can do to get through the Silas. And you add Chemtech Soul on top of that, it's like, what the hell do you do whenever Jojo goes into a side lane?
I mean, what they're going to do is they're going to press Scatter. Then they're going to push Arrow, and they're going to push Ulti, or they'll wait for Supa to overextend. Cleanse, he gets pulled back anyway. 80 carry dying on midwave. TP in. SK hoping to turn the fight, but that is one very fast Olaf.
Was macht?
Auto Skeens for some reason, and now his ulti has faded away. And that, folks, is how you start a comeback. So
I think
okay.
Tower, I don't even think they get mid tower.
Okay. Das ist mal wieder mein Fehler.
Slowq has to.
Erwartungshaltung.
Yeah, they can't even get a tower.
Da läuft der Ud.
So, well, we're gonna watch it again.
Oh, Arcane shifting forward there is psychotic super.
Was macht er?
Yeah, okay, that's a.
Die sind so fucking boosted alle.
About Supa, but they will never say that he is not generous.
Yeah, he knew that was.
Du bist so fucking boosted, Mann. Einfach retiren.
But I understand it. You've been making a montage. You've been landing Qs. Sometimes you want to arcane shift forward.
He's had a good series.
He has had a good series.
Yeah.
Game 1. Don't remember.
Ja, ich will mich so gespielt sehen, aber ich will mich nicht so gespielt sehen.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. There's more series to be played. MKOI, they're going to need to win 2 games now. SK only need to win 1.
Jetzt auf dem offiziellen Broadcast, ich meine. Ja. Ja.
Okay, Slowq very committed never to killing Jojopune. I understand.
Das ist also mit dem Imposter meinst? Danke, danke.
This, but it does mean that Supa will be very vulnerable to the burst damage of this Syndra.
There's good vision set up from MKOI. You can see like constantly basically covering, so then every time you try to move here as Wonder, you're caught out.
They see the entire map, Rob. That's so many wards.
I know, yeah. Mate, I'm trying. I'm sure. Like, what am I? How many times can I just say MKOI are gonna win this, right? Like, I'm trying to find anything.
It's a bit of a struggle. Yeah. This is normally where we go off topic. Is it too soon to talk about? Well, never mind. I'm not gonna make that joke. I was gonna joke about a certain dessert, but I feel like I'm not trying to. Flan. Yeah, let's talk about flan. It's time. Have you noticed that every time MKOI are winning, we start going off topic? That's crazy. Anyway. Flan is delicious, though. I'm a sucker for a custard. And the many different countries' versions of flan. I feel like there's a lot of countries with some sort of
related
creme caramel. Basically flan, right? Am I wrong on that?
That actually, this could be the real dangerous topic, because suddenly we insult an entire cuisine.
Flan.
And look, as an Irishman, I'm not exactly like worried about my cuisine. We don't have, we have like some things that we do well. We're not exactly renowned culinarily.
Oh, okay. That's fine. That's your culture. Yeah. We can bring this up. Irish desserts. I like how I started to type Irish and it just said rattling bar.
Cream, I suppose. Yeah.
Irish apple cake, Irish spice cake.
Yeah.
It took me straight to booze, Rob. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Dang, Google. That's a microaggression. That's crazy.
SK, ihr schafft es doch nicht, diese Game zu gewinnen, alright?
They're grouped up clump.
Sicherlich, aber sie geben Soul.
And the skirmish is the greedy things take a little bit harder, but they are giving up Chemtech Soul for this top lane tier 2. So will be Chemtech Soul for MKOI.
Tenacity natürlich ganz nice gegen die Comp.
Oh, hook there. Wonder on the chase. Skeens on the chase. Supa poking. Lots of damage. Alvaro has survived. Chemtech is there.
Super good work as well here.
Oh, still chasing forward. Slow does connect. SK now retreating. Ulti connecting. I think they just start Baron. Nope.
I don't know if they have the health bar for us. Yeah. So I think they actually. Oh wait, Supa.
Oh, Supa. SK praying. Praying that Supa.
Du bist halt wirklich ein Top 1 Vollversager, no joke. Was in seinem kleinen Scheißgehirn vorgeht, ich will's nicht, ich kann's mir nicht ausmalen. Sehr offensichtlich nicht viel. Wow. Mervin, bitte. Unglaublich.
That this happens a second time. How in the hell?
Wie unglaublich schlecht musst du sein, um dieses Game zu verlieren.
That's insane that they keep getting caught.
What is that? Bro. Oh! Okay, no. What is happening? It's not real. It's not. We're on a Truman Show-esque experiment. Please tell us now. Like this is unethical.
There's no world where you should get caught.
Why?
Like, you see the ward. You're standing on the bloody thing hitting it. And then Jojo overextends in the top lane afterwards. Like, honestly, great play here from, like, Yoppa and SlowQ afterwards to, like, prevent Yoppa from falling down. Because this is actually, with Yoppa being that low, which kind of ends up baiting Mirwin into the back line. But it's one by one MKOI just walking in. And like Yoppa does fall.
Ey, wenn ich wegen den Wichsern wirklich noch ein Solo spielen muss, ne? Das stört mich am meisten.
They're famous for throwing games.
They certainly are after this one. My God.
Sie sind so bad.
I'm not allowed to say it, but it's so funny when he does. What are you doing, MKOI? Can they find the fight? Alvaro, the start of this fight not looking good, but Supa for now completely untouched. Wonder waiting off the flank. The Chemtech Soul is still there.
Es ist wirklich lost. Alter. Alter, die sind so schlecht.
How? Jojo, don't get caught. He's going to have the ultimate. At least that'll give him something, but that's already 2 members down. Wondrous just takes them out to the side. How the hell are MKOI losing this again? They just walked in.
I mean,
the entire group separate.
Wow.
Bro, we said at the start of the game, they're super short range. They need to get a snowball, and they did get the snowball. The snowball was massive. It was gigantic. It was a freaking avalanche.
Möwen und Super werden arbeitslos sein dieses Jahr.
Now they're marching down.
Mark my words, die werden beide beim Arbeitsamt antanzen. Am 15. November oder wann auch immer.
We need a stronger word
Da wird ALG beantragt.
to describe
Wow, wow, wow.
surprise, shock.
I have a different F word that we could describe.
So unglaublich untalentiert.
Like, Alvaro gets caught, and everyone just, like, leaves it. Like, Mirren doesn't want to go in. You've got, like, super stuff.
So unglaublich untalentiert.
They're completely caught. Even, like, Elio, what was the hope there? Like, you go in and it's straight into the Skarner. Even if you get the kick, there's no people dying. At any point in that fight, was there a threat?
Oh, wow. I do not have a hard time not swearing in my job, but this game is really putting the pressure on. It's really tricky. I want you to remember back to like 10 minutes ago, dear audience, when we were talking about how like Chemtech Soul, oh my god, unlosable. We started talking about Irish desserts.
Oh,
Arrow. Okay. Close. Tier 2, about to fall. SK back on track. Slow Q, knock back. Decent poke to kick things off. Goes Golden to interrupt. Ulti now coming in. Mickey in trouble. Jojo Punov on the flank. Stolen Seraphine ultimate is good. Elio into the midst of the team. SK taken down in the blink of an eye. MKOI turning it back. Abscond. Abduct. Double kill for Wonder. Not enough to stop the tide of MKOI. But a mid lane inhibitor is exposed. There's a control ward there getting furiously pinged as well. Wonder at least makes his way out of the fight, but MKOI fight back.
Honestly,
bring it back a little bit.
A hero ward from MKOI. There was a pink in the brush, but you see, just
5 Minuten geschaut, schau wieder weg. Es ist so embarrassing.
corner. And that's the one that you end up with a TP for Jojo Pio, and it's a good engagement.
Slow Q, du unskilled Motherfucker auch.
Here, but it means you've got no CC then for Jojo or for Aljoya. And Jojo with a great steal on the encore sets up for the play.
Wie gewinnt SK? Super ist arbeitslos nach dem Jonadanisch.
Finding what should have been the last couple of fights in this one.
This is such a scrappy.
Wird Dignitas gegen Disguised
The only way they win fights is getting these flanks.
besser oder schlechter als das? Das ist ja wirklich die wichtige Frage. Wird Dignitas gegen Disguised schlechter oder besser? Oder selbes Level?
Most of the carries on SK as well. So it can be a little tough here.
Sloki has Flash, but lost Seekers in the previous fight. Wonder has crested 1,500 kills. He only needed to get 1 in this series. He did it in game 1, but credit to him. Weird series, so we haven't had time to properly celebrate him, but if he wins 2-0 here, there will be plenty of time. First top laner to have such an achievement. Scatter now used. Arrow goes in.
Game, ja. In Series 9.
SK starting to back away. MKOI know that they're going to be forced to fight.
Was? Wir Nautilus ulten den Skarner?
Alvaro now in trouble. Wonder using the Gnar. A lot of key ultimates missing. Arrow going to be picked up. CC immune is Mirwin tearing through the team. Jojo Pune to follow. Mickey still standing. Slow Q still standing. Wonder wants to make.
Nein. Nein. Ihr seid fucking nasty. Ihr seid alle nasty, die haben einfach verloren. Bruder, die haben verloren. Die haben verloren. Ihr seid so fucking nasty.
But SK lost the early game both times. MKOI picked up this series and threw it out the door. But SK was somehow 2-0 Movistar Koi. I don't know how it happened, but I know it ended in an SK 2.
Möwen und Super sofort zum Arbeitsamt.
How did we get here? How did we get here?
Sofort zum Arbeitsamt.
Can we just replay that Yappa quote? That's what I just want. Again.
Words. I can't think of any, but luckily production has put some in the prompter. Vote for your key player of the series, Wonder Schemes or Mickey X.
What?
Well, they're still in the playoffs race, I guess. What?
I'm at such a loss for words, man.
Huh. Well,
So SK go to 3 and 5. Matching Movistar Core.
Stimmt, die haben denselben Score! Verpiss dich aus meinem Leben.
Yeah.
Wait, damit ist ja basically MKOI Top 4 fucked.
I don't know if Movistar Core are making...
Well, I'm out of words, clearly.
Ja, stimmt, warte mal, die sind ja basically Top 4 jetzt raus.
So let's send it over to Jacques and Skeens. That's Wonder. It's
Sorry,
Wonder.
I changed it. Skeens is in PGL with Mickey and Wonder is with me. I had to after that performance. You guys are running out of words. I'm smiling ear to ear for SK. Incredible Wonder. Talk to me about specifically the last couple of fights in the last game being so far behind. It was crazy.
Yeah, we were really struggling this game, and it looked very, very unwinnable. But then they kind of trolled a little bit. They gave us like some good shutdowns. They're champions. Like, I mean, I think they're champions. They have to go in, right? And once we actually get like 3-4 items, we have enough damage to like hit whoever is running at us. Like if it's the Olaf, we can actually kill him. If it's the Silas, we can kill him. Like all of their champions are kinda, they don't synergize very well. I mean, they all run in, but like Lee Sin, if he messes up, he dies. Like Olaf, if he messes up, he dies. Same with Silas. So it's like hard for them to play, but I think it was very unwinnable this game, but we managed to win anyways.
It was crazy. Did you, I mean mentally, right? Even in game 1, you found the picks when you needed to.
Ja, ich habe den HSK mit ihm gefragt, ich bin so ein Bastard.
What to do.
Egal, nächste Woche kriegt Wunder schönes Interview nach Casey reingedrückt.
They're probably gonna be out of position at one point.
Yeah, I think they, I mean, they definitely, if they were playing very clean, the need of the game should have probably been
MK muss noch gegen Heretics ran.
win, but they ended up like, yeah, not being, they, I guess, like insecure in what to do, doing like the wrong thing or doing like different things. And so, yeah, I think even like Yoba this game was like joking about it's Koi, they're like infamous for throwing the game, and like they managed to do it in the end, so I guess we take those.
Yeah, it was crazy. You talked yesterday about being kumbaya and everything is chill. So how kumbaya can you be when you're like 5,000 gold behind?
We were ice cold. Like we were like, we knew that even if we would lose, like game 3 would have been ours. The vibes were like immaculate. They were on point. I think there was never a doubt in us that we would persevere in the end.
Yeah, we saw it. But you guys have been inconsistent, Wonder, because I'll see you play like this today and then int it tomorrow. So tell me about how are you going to make it more consistent so that maybe we see SK in playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, it's a hard road ahead of us.
Yeah.
I think it's K-Corp, basically. If we play like today, I think our early games and just like how we played in general, I think it's going to be very hard against K-Corp. Like they will for sure be able to close out a game like this. And if we play like we did against Heretics, it will also be very hard because I think every single objective we went into, we were kind of like very lost.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we have 1 week to hopefully pull an upset win against
Kann man nur Deutsch, nein.
I think even then maybe we have a chance, maybe we don't have a chance. So
Who
I
knows?
don't know, we'll just, I guess, take this week as it goes and hopefully make it work.
Yeah, never stop believing. And if it's as entertaining as it was now, then it's awesome. I'm going to head over to PGL with Mickey, Skeens, and Finn. I'm going to give you that, if you can give that back to audio. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we've been discussing right now. We've been sitting here conversing about how SK came
Unglaublich.
series, and
Yeah.
the
Unwinnable draft.
seems to be, we don't know.
We don't know. Wait, you both don't know?
Yeah, it's kind of up to them, I guess, to give it to us. And, they were very generous.
They were.
Appreciate it. I was already thinking about game 3, what we're gonna do. So.
Yeah, we too, us too actually. But I think we have the replay maybe. I don't know if it's ready because we've been jumping around production. I'm so sorry for the hectic stuff. So we'll do our Euronics play of the day, in fact, where SK sweep MKOI. Skeens, Mickey, talk us through what happens here.
Oh yeah. I guess we found a good pick on Ezreal here when we had no flash. And then I think they just kept running into us 1 by 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened? Yeah. So it was kind of up to them, yeah, to take these. I don't know what they were up to. A good movement by the Ashe.
Skeens, what do you think?
I mean, I was just waiting for the listen, to be honest. Like
Yeah, I was ready to
I
flash
saw this
W
guy
over.
was dying, so I was like, okay. I see there's a listen alone, I can go on for him.
Yeah. Oof, I thought we were gonna miss.
Yeah,
but
same,
he,
but he didn't flash it,
and
so
all
I
I
was
had to
like,
run him 1v5. Got my Ashe. I'll play to him.
I feel like this was your Euronics play of the day, but it kind of feels like an MKOI misplay.
Yeah.
I mean, that was definitely an odd one.
wait, this was play of the day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole day.
It's been a rough day, okay, Skeens? Like, calm
I
down.
don't know if you
Okay?
saw the previous series, but it's been a rough day. Actually, it's for the whole weekend, so.
Das ist crazy.
Holy. That's
Yeah.
zero damage.
But Skins, talk me a little bit through but you obviously had a lot of pressure, right? Because you needed to win at least one game. But the whole series, it felt like you guys were on the back foot and you had to make the pick. So how was it from the jungle position trying to save the sinking ship that ended up not sinking?
No, I mean, I don't feel like that much pressure to mess. Like, if you win, that's nice. If you don't lose, I mean, if you don't win, like, it's kind of, we are out, so it's kind of whatever, I guess. It's fine.
Okay.
But yeah, I think the first game, we did well to mess. I think we were playing quite good and...
9.
I mean, we were playing fine at least, I would say. And for the second game... I think
No execution, 9.
Another game. I don't think we could do much. Even I think if we entered a lot. But yeah, we were just waiting for them to lose the game, to be honest.
Yeah, talk to me about game 1, Mickey, because your board was quite voracious in the early game. Yeah, voracious, hungry.
Ich hasse es, dass Finn immer versucht, so out of the ordinary Wörter zu benutzen. Oh mein Gott, der triggert mich so sehr damit.
Yeah, I was kind of griefing the first 15 minutes, but then I realized that if I just like start the fight with my ult, I think we can just win fights, and that's kind of how we were playing.
Junge, ey.
When you play Bard and you start the fight with your ult, yeah.
But I thought we would just like outpoke them, you know, because like we should have the rage advantage with like Victor, Rumble, Jhin a little bit. But then they also had Jace, so that was a bit difficult.
Yeah.
So was it though?
Yeah.
So, kurze Toilette und dann gehen wir rein in die Queue.
Victor didn't move his ult, that was kind of funny. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like saying, oh, you can move your ult, by the way.
Yeah, is that like what bot laners do when they play Victor?
Oh, that was the mid laner on Victor, but
that's the problem. That's the problem.
I was reading the Reddit thread and they were flaming bot laners. That's why that came from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
You can write that off as a communication issue.
Yeah, could have been.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, that game was rough as well.
That's
at least early. But after we won one fight, it was a bit simpler.
Yep. Our Kia player of the series was Wonder. Let's go.
Fair enough.
Big W.
Big W. Deserved, right, Finn?
Yeah, I mean, he had a crazy series. Game 1, solo killing the Rumble. Solo killing the Jace as the Rumble.
After some help, of course.
A pretty massive win. After some help, yeah, but a solo kill is still a solo kill. You know, junglers don't always need to get into the conversation. As top laner, when you get a solo kill, it's a big moment for him. So yeah,
makes sense.
Should give him his flowers. And then now on the Gnar. I think his Gnar is like by far his best champion this split, and he always delivers on it. Any thoughts? You seem to have different.
Yeah. Skins doesn't agree.
No, I was thinking like of his Rumble maybe.
No.
Maybe even better.
No, he's nice, like the best champ for sure.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You stay alive, which is pretty insane, and also at the same time you basically knock MKOI out of their road trip because they have 0.01% remaining scenarios. They make their Madrid road trip. That's
rough.
That's rough. That's also that's a unique or a first, I should say.
Yeah.
That's pretty insane.
It's a heartbreaking loss for MKOI. Winning today was really, really important to them. But I mean, you gotta give it to them that the games were in their hands. They definitely had the control of these games, and they're gonna beat themselves up when they come home and realize that wow, they had 2 free wins here.
What? Let me ask you this. They did actually. They're gonna be
like that.
Oh my god, these guys are bad. Like what the hell? Also, when it comes to playoff, like Finn, you know, I know you love MKOI, but these kind of losses, that's what we call momentum, baby. And they're still not locked into playoffs. 35.36% of remaining calculated scenarios. I'm getting scared.
It's kind of shows the volatility of our league right now. The fact that I thought they had the easiest schedule going into playoffs, you know, SK and Heretics. I would assume they were favored in those matchups coming into today. Obviously, I was very wrong.
War das Roadtrip confirmed ohne?
Sorry for disrespect.
Oder was haben die gesagt?
Because you guys really stepped up.
That's right. Apology accepted.
No problem, but you still only have in 16.54% of remaining.
0,01%.
Well, it's enough, but Skins, you're playing KC next. So it's basically, it's for all the money. So how do you feel about that?
I mean, it will be hard for sure. I think they're the best team in the league at the moment. But I guess we can do it. It's only 2 games.
Fnatic.
Fnatic is better. Oh yeah, Fnatic was crazy right now. Fnatic was insane.
Really?
I mean, we have woken the beast apparently when we played against them, and they stomped us. They stomped G2. Now they stomped who? They stomped someone else.
Shifters.
Shifter. Oh yeah, never mind.
But do you think Fnatic might make Worlds?
It's possible. They're on an upward trend.
Yeah, it would be.
I think they can actually make it. Yeah, I think it's only like actually.
Well, it's gonna be between.
Depends on Vitality.
Yeah.
Realistically, between like them, Vitality, yeah, and whoever gets in playoffs, we actually have no idea, right? Oh,
yeah,
crazy.
But
I mean, they should be the best at the moment. I mean, with G2, KC, Fnatic, I guess, at the moment.
Also, Kyoho owes me like for a solo queue game, so I think he can break up for the solo queue
He
game.
can give you a
next
game
week.
at least.
Did he grief you or did you carry him?
No, he griefed.
Oh,
And he was spam pinging.
Wait, what did he play?
I can't remember.
Oh, okay.
But I remember him spam pinging
It's in the
Nexus.
past.
Yeah.
It's in the
Well, not for me.
Not for me, kiddo.
Let's take a look at tomorrow's schedule. We have Team Heretics versus GX and Shifters versus KC. And then we have Navi versus Fnatic the day after and GX versus G2. GX, I mean, Team Heretics should be winnable, right? But G2
Nah,
the
Heretics
day
are too good
after.
right now.
So,
I
I
think
don't
they're
want
gonna
to
stop
flame
them.
anyone. And then, I don't know. I honestly have no idea who's going to make playoffs.
Probably SK.
Yeah.
I hope
You get the
so.
percentages.
yeah. Finn?
I don't know. I mean, coming into today, I thought MKO was gonna lock playoffs, but no, probably not. So maybe
I don't
GX
even
is
think they
definitely.
could today.
I mean, they couldn't lock playoffs, but they can definitely better
Yeah,
their position than
yeah.
getting 2-0 by SK. But I think GX now look a little bit more, looks more doable for them. They're 2 and 3 right now. They have 3 more games to play.
They
And
played G2, KC, and Heretics though.
they play all of those bad boys. So
Yeah.
that's a tough schedule. But I do think that GX should be able to lock it in, together with Navi and Fnatic.
I don't know.
We'll see about SK if they have it in them. Mickey, you can always prove me wrong.
I mean, the thing is, who else, right? But like, it's between, I don't know, I think Fnatic's for sure gonna lock, and then it's GX, Navi, MKOI, SK. Actually, Team Heretics have higher percentage of scenarios of making it than you. So,
I mean, some would say Heretics beat SK recently.
yeah.
0,01% ist so geil.
Are that Team Heretics is probably the best team right now in Europe. That's the word on the
Did
street.
you say that?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It's the word on the street. I just hear it. I just hear it.
I mean, they look really
I
good,
what kind
yeah.
of street you
very
go
good.
to, Mickey, but I think you gotta
Where
change
do
your
you
views a
live?
little bit where you go for your walks.
It's possible, yeah.
That's funny. Okay. Is that it? Anything else? Anyone else who griefed you guys in solo queue, or? good?
No, Finn gave me a free win. I appreciate it.
Did you?
You gotta give it to the needy.
What were you playing?
I mean, I'm not
Kled.
competing anymore. He needs a win, clearly. So I had to
Yeah, I really
step
appreciate
up,
it.
Yeah.
You're still playing Kled?
It's the only thing. I'm not a pro player anymore. I can play whatever I want.
That's true, you can do
play,
whatever
I play
you
a lot of
want.
Morgana top. It's pretty OP.
Sounds really powerful, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad you know.
Winter might play out against KC next
Yeah.
week.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much. this
you,
is
thank you.
this has been really lovely. Fantastic win for SK2-0
Unglaublich.
and MKOI. And tomorrow, of course, more action where we'll be back for Team Heretics versus GX at 5 p.m. CEST. Good night.
Bist du bereit fürs beste Geburtstag mit dem Battle der Bastarde? Ja, natürlich. Das beste Geburtstagsgeschenk ist jetzt erstmal Tune zu dürfen.
Okay, jump on me, guys. Look, he's kicking me.
I'm moving with TP.
Lean on flash, lean on flash.
ITP. Look,
I'm on Victor too, I'm on Victor too.
Yuna, I can look.
Yuna has flash, Yuna has flash. Yuna no flash now.
She's dead.
I got it.
Good job.
Penta,
Get upset, get upset.
Guys, keep Penta.
Sorry.
Oh, never mind.
Sorry.
It's fine, it's fine.
ITP. My
2 seconds.
My ult is 5.
We can end, guys.
Oh, you was Penta.
Go mid.
Nice, right?
I never get a penta.
Let me tell you something, okay?
It was a nice song. Good job, Vladdy.
Eager public execution, a good start to the play. Sobro has to flash away in anticipation of what's coming, but Padak looking to bounce across the entire team. Flash forward, one more auto, another reset, but he gets knocked out of the sky. The claws of Razork seal the deal. Oh! Skeet shooting in the bottom lane. That duck ain't going nowhere.
That's one where the dog pops up, gives you 2 big thumbs up, and you're happy.
Morgen Geburtstag.
Flashing out of that one.
Mein Bart wird Fnatic gerade.
Wonder.
Na, Top 4.
Solo kill for Wonder.
So, 4., 5.
TP line bush. Keep going. Victor TP
No
line bush.
flash rumble.
No flash in. IW super. Yeah, we can chase them.
We can go back after.
Yeah, chase them and we go.
Let's go for me, Q.
I exhaust him. Kill him.
Nice.
Queuing for. I'm coming as well.
29.
From the river.
Mira.
No info Syndra.
I have Q still.
Oh, she's here.
Coming.
IQ us.
No flash nar.
I couldn't hit, okay?
No flash nar.
No flash, Joey.
Oh, nice kick.
Give him 5.
There, decent alternate king things off from Mickey. Jojo Pugh now finally getting involved, but they're already dying. It's K!
Allow me.
He's getting angry. Actually, he's a little bit sleepy, but it does not matter. He finds another, jumping in. Oh, it might be a one trick, but it's a damn good trick. SK with they're gonna 2-0 MKOI.
Dracos ist actually ein insaner Caster. Also ein insaner Caster.